I'm Dimka from Portainer, and today I want to discuss what came to my mind recently: DevOps culture and how Portainer relates to that. First, let's start with the problem. I see the huge pain in how developers and ops people mostly don't work together. That's literally called siloed environment. When they are break down into different teams, there are huge walls between them, and these teams, they have exactly opposite goals. When developers want to ship code as soon as possible so they can get the feature done, and ops people, they literally want the opposite. They want to have as less changes, as minimum changes in production as possible, because it comes with its risks and challenges. It's hard to deploy, it's hard to debug, it's hard to operate, it's hard to monitor, etc. It leads us to the situation where developers actually ship code to nowhere and they have no idea what's happening to the code they've written after it's been handed down to ops team. And at the same time, ops people have no idea how that code works, so they have no idea how to monitor it, what metrics to look after, and how to alert, how do you actually fix the issue that user has, etc. It would definitely be very beneficial if you know that your code runs either on quantum computer or on Raspberry Pi, because you would write different code for these platforms. So that's why it's important for dev to understand the underlying infrastructure which is being used for code to run on. Why this is a problem? One would ask. Once you get caught up in that loop of software being written and not being ran and pushed back and forward between dev and ops, exact time to market is what struggles, is going to the moon. You cannot just go onto the website and show that to your friends and say, all right, I've built this and this is the feature that I've been working recently. Then ops people deployed that and started whining because they have no idea how to operate that, because they know things about executable servers, etc., but they have no clue about service specific metrics. They will not be able to figure out what should you track in your application or how to measure that. They do not know how to react to a critical situation, so they will page you at 2 a.m., which is definitely not a great situation to be in. In their attempt to standardize the approaches, dev deliverables, uh, they create some process of submitting code to be deployed, and that actually kills a lot of creativity and innovation. It makes you move at the slower pace because each process by default is slowing down the developer space. As the solution to that, the industry came up with the idea of DevOps, or DevOps culture. The main idea here is to get people work together, get both dev and ops to work together, have them work on the same tasks together, and make all parties participate in the design of a particular feature or anything like that. So in a way that you would get both the developers and ops people to raise their concerns, to have that collaborative from day zero. It really influences the workflow and reveals a dozen of issues at very low cost. They also have, I mean, ops people, they also have their concerns about the infrastructure, about the security, about the deployments, change management, updating versions, etc., etc. So that all have to be taken into account while designing any feature. And that's how you actually get autonomous, cross-functional product team, which is able to move very, very fast. and if things will require automation as you go, this is a very natural process. So DevOps culture and its DNA, it has really a lot of automation over manual processes. So if you have any process that you can automate, such as bringing your code from the code stage to any kind of executable stage, deliverable stage, packing that into the Docker container or putting that in the container registry, etc. Go make it happen. I also want to build up some more content on that topic, such as product mindset, autonomous teams, deployment process, CI/CD, etc. So let me know if you're interested in any of that by hitting the like button below and subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Now, the DevOps culture is basically what we just discussed, to have the team moving together as a autonomous group of people working on the same tasks instead of having this division into the multiple groups. So hiring a DevOps guy, DevOps role won't make your life easier. It will not increase the productivity. It's just plainly magical thinking. Instead, everyone in the product should practice and encourage that kind of a behavior, that kind of a culture of working together. Talking complexity, let's confirm that IT administration is not as complex as it was 30 years ago. But even though nowadays we still do ops with Angle Grinder and Facebook, it's much easier now. So let me just give you an example on that. If you want to dig a tunnel, then chances are high that you won't like doing that with a hammer. But if you do that with shovel, it will go much easier and you will achieve your goal. So that's the point I'm trying to make with the tooling. It's already doable by developers, but with corresponding tooling. And tooling really helps. Best case, you have the tools that enable you to learn by doing, and at the same time keeping you at the safe distance from destroying production cluster. Whereas actually Portainer here, it really becomes a shovel for digging a tunnel by simplifying the complexity of containerized environments such as Kubernetes, Docker, Docker Swarm, Azure container instances, etc. It does role-based access policies, GitOps, monitoring, observability, basically what you need to get started on that DevOps culture transformation journey. I really love how it's making the learning process easier by suggesting the industry standards. So it's really about following the UI to get a secure, reliable, and quick deployment. I really love that. Take that journey into DevOps culture. I'm sure it would be easier together. So tune up for more ideas and make sure to let us know what you think on this presentation by hitting the like button and leaving a comment. Thank you and speak soon. Bye.